Well, looks like we're in for some fun, Hawkins. Have you heard the news? Everybody's gone bird crazy, talking to nothing else. I'm gonna take a crack at him with my gun.
Could you run Jill home first?
Oh, sure, of course. Not room for you too, I'm afraid.
That's all right. Just get Jill home. Get in, Jill, dear.
Would you like to come shooting with me?
No, thanks. Have you boarded up your windows?
Oh, a lot of nonsense. They like to scare you on the radio.
I'd board them up if I were you.
Oh, go on, you're winded. Well, see you in the morning. I'll give you a gull breakfast.
I watched Trigg drive Jill toward the cottage, and then I followed on foot. The sound made me look up. The gulls were approaching. The order had been given, and the farm was retired. The black-backed gulls were leaving, and there were bigger birds, gannets, terns, and suddenly one of them dove at me, missed, rose to dive again. And then came the others, 6, 7, a dozen. I dropped the hoe, covered my head with my arms, and ran toward the cottage. They kept coming at me from the air with beating wings. Each stab of a swooping beak tore at my flesh. I had to keep them from my eyes. And with each dive, they became bolder. And they had no thought for themselves. When they missed, they crashed, bruised and broken on the ground. And as I ran, I stumbled, kicking their spent bodies in front of me. And now their aim got better. Closer to my eyes, closer, and then I reached the door of the cottage. Let me in! It's Nat! Let me in! And then above me, I saw the gannet poised against the sky for his dive. The gulls drew back. Only the huge gannet, with the wings folded suddenly to his body, dropped like a stone at me. The door opened up. I flung myself in. Oh.
Good Lord! What was that?
A gannet. He'd have split my skull.
Better now?
Yes, thanks. You're quite the wound dresser. Where's the children?
In the other room. I didn't want them to see you this way.
No.
Oh, your hands are the worst.
I'll be all right. We better sleep here in the kitchen tonight. I'll bring down the mattresses.
All right, I'll pick something tasty for supper, and we can prepare.
Wait. Listen.
That sound. What is it?
The birds. They're crowding against the outside of the house. They're trying to find a way in.
Nat!
No, Deb. They can't get in. I tell you, they cannot get in. The boards will hold.
Yeah, but for how long? I mean, how long?
Stop it. Here, I'll turn on the radio. That'll drown them out. There, that's better.
Yes, anything so I can't hear that horrible racket.
It's only the food that worries me, Debbie. Now I've noticed that the birds come in with the tide, but the tide will go at about 9 tonight, and you'd have a lull of about 6 hours. I could slip out during that time and go up to the farm, see if they can give us something.
This is Washington. A national emergency was proclaimed today at 4 o'clock.
Nat!
Shh.
Measures are being taken to survive the lives and property of the population, but it must be understood that they are not easy to effect immediately. Due to the unforeseen and unparalleled nature of the present crisis.
Oh.
It is absolutely imperative that everyone remain indoors until further notice. The birds, in vast numbers, are attacking everything in sight. The population is asked to remain calm and not to panic. There will be no further transmission from any broadcasting station until 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Like this all over then? All over?
Debbie, about supper. Let's forget it. Let's all just try to get some sleep. Huh?
Nat, they're back again.
What? What? What time is it?
A little after 3.
The tide's come in again.
There's been a queer smell in the last minutes. Rather like burned feathers.
What? Burned feathers? The chimney! I forgot to keep the fire up. They're coming down the chimney.
No!
Where's the oil?
On the shelf.
There they are, squeezing through the chimney. Stand back. Let me throw the oil on the coals. There, that'll get them.
Nat, I can't stand it.
Give me paper, wood, anything that'll burn. Hurry! Their charred bodies kept dropping down the chimney. I raked them to one side, but more came. I threw on the rest of the oil. We piled papers on it, kindling, anything. The flames roared higher. More bodies. The stench was unbearable. I kept at it. Finally, they gave up. And I went over to the base. I was sick. Around 9 in the morning, the rustling ceased. I opened the door a crack. Crushed birds were deep around the house, but there was not a living bird in sight. The tide had gone out. Now was my chance to get food and fuel. I ran all the way to the farm. There was no smoke from the chimney. I came around the corner of the house and stopped. In the doorway, almost covered with dead birds, were Mr. and Mrs. Trigg, what was left of them. Besides him was his gun. Beside her, a broken umbrella. I loaded the 2-seater with all the food I could find, enough for perhaps 3 days, and drove back to the cottage. I told Debbie the Triggs didn't need their car for a while, and had told me to take it. She said nothing. And towards nightfall, the birds came back again. We sat by the fire and listened to the rustle as they crowded against the house. But this time, there was a new sound. They brought up their heavier forces against us. The birds with larger beaks. I could hear the sound of tiny bits of wood being torn away.
They'll stay till the tide turns, then they'll leave. And then they'll come back again. And they'll keep coming back. Nat,
Yes.
the Triggs, they're dead, aren't they?
Yes.
We're all alone. Strange. I feel closer to you than I've ever felt before.
That it should take something like this to bring us. Debbie, you may be interested to know that right now, I do not feel very superior.
Don't, Nat. Oh, Nat. Nat, what are we going to do?
I don't know, Debbie. I do not know. I listened to the sound of the splintering wood, and I wondered how many million years of memory was stored in those little brains. Behind the stabbing beaks, the piercing eyes, now giving them this instinct to destroy mankind with all the deft precision of machines. I switched on the radio. It was dead. I reached for the cigarettes. There was only one left in the pack. I lit it. I threw the empty pack on the fire. And I watched it burn.
us the announcements. Electronic sound was presented by Sal and Tammy Blandenberg, Blydenberg of Sound Stage, and our sound effects were Bob and Dottie Isom. And our wonderful director, Nancy Ryan. Now, I'll give you time to catch your breath, take a breather, and calm your hearts. Does anybody need CPR?
I do, Lou.
Okay.